Peace for the Troubled Heart by Herman Hoeksema. Chapter 12. For as much then as Christ hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourself likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin. 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 1. Suffering in the flesh. They were and lived as children of darkness. Thus the contact between Christ in the flesh and these others in the flesh became conflict, battle, and struggle everywhere, in speech and in deed. The servant of Jehovah, doing the will of his Father in the flesh, condemned these children of darkness and exposed their deeds as evil. Because of this antithesis, the flesh could not tolerate this servant of Jehovah. They made him suffer in the flesh, suffer until they cast him out of the flesh. Fellow pilgrim, arm yourself with the same thought. If you suffer in the flesh, it is because you have ceased from sin. Formerly you obeyed with the world the lust of the flesh. You revelled in sin. You walked in darkness. You performed the will of your father, the devil. There was a complete harmony between sin and you, between the devil and your heart. Therefore the world knew you and loved you as its own. With others in the flesh you rejoiced and danced and worshipped the world god. The things below constituted your treasure and claimed all the love of your heart. And suffering in the flesh you knew not, because the flesh was your proper abode. But the risen Lord suffered for you, and by his suffering overcame for you him who has the power of death. He cleansed you in his precious blood. He cut the shackles of sin that held you. He entered with his own life into yours, turned your love of the devil and enmity with your hatred of God into love. With that life of the risen Lord in your utmost heart, you confess that you are dead in the world, and the world is dead to you, that it is become your meat to do the will of the Father, and that you seek the things above, not the things of the earth. You have become of God's party, but you are still living in the flesh. If only with your heavenly life you were immediately and completely delivered from your sinful heart and the temptations of the old man of sin, delivered from the intimate contact with the world and the children of darkness living with you in the same flesh. There would be no strife, battle, and suffering. But this is not the will of your Father in heaven. Arm yourself with the same mind. There is a joy in the very thought of this suffering, painful though it may be in the flesh. For though it may be grievous to be despised of men, derided and mocked, presented as an evildoer, cast out of the church or out of society, the fact is that you carry within your heart the sure conviction that is because you have ceased from sin. If you were of the world would love its own. But now you are not of the world. Therefore the world hates you as they hated him whose life is become yours. Sweet peace. Free from sin, soon free in judgment. Confidence with regard to the day when he who judges righteously will judge both you and those who have persecuted you. Be of good cheer. Christ has overcome the world. Amen.